Hey guys, it's Puff Guy, and this tutorial is gonna show you how to put together your ICS M4 hop-up. Alright, so before I go to the hop-up unit, I'm just gonna quickly show you how to get to your hop-up if you don't know already. Take this pin out, use like a hammer or a nail or whatever. Eject your magazine, detention your spring, do whatever. Take that out. You want to take your upper part of the gearbox, because obviously it's split gearbox. You should know this by now if you own this gun. And then your hop-up's right here. You want to pull it out. It might be a little bit hard at first if it's like brand new. Okay, so your packaging should come similar to this. It should have your hop-up unit, the internal piece, which is this lever thing, another lever thing, a nub, a small spring that moves it around, a little thing that keeps it in place, bucking, which you should order separately if you want a new one, or use the stock one, a clip to keep it all in place, and an external spring for, obviously, gun reasons to keep it in balance. So your first step is to spray some silicone, which I already did. What you want to make sure is this black rubber thing that goes around it, it's lined up to this line right here. You see that? Make sure it's lined up. The next part is you want to take your bucking. If you look through the bucking, which you might not be able to see, and you squeeze it, you should find a line, you see on the bottom, and the opposite side there's a bucking, which obviously gives a spin to your hop-up. You see that line? It goes throughout the whole entire hop-up bucking. What you want to do is you want to line that up with this line right here, if you can see that. Now, what you want to do is you want to take, obviously, the soft part, not the thick parts here, the soft parts here. You want to take the soft part, put it in first, line it up. On the line, it should not move. And while you're doing this procedure, make sure these side clips are always showing, because the hop-up might slip onto that, and that is not a good thing, because then you'll have to redo it. Your next step is to take your hop-up unit. What you want to do is you want to slide this on right here. But you want to slide it on in a way where when you feel around with your fingers, you can feel where the indent of the barrel is, where the hop-up is. Now, if you look through here, I'm going to squeeze it. Line that up. I'm going to squeeze it, and you see how the hop-up bucking? You see the hop-up bucking when I'm squeezing it, how it goes down? That's a good thing, because that's obviously the spin, and it says that it's working correctly. What you want to do is that part should be facing upwards when you're putting that on. Now, spraying some silicone is a great idea, so it will not slide, and it will slide in perfectly and flawlessly. So I already sprayed some silicone right here, and now I'm feeling for the little indent. I feel it. I'm lining it up correctly, trying to squeeze it through. This procedure might be a little hard for you. So once you've got the bucking in, what you want to make sure is that this line, or this kind of like indent or whatever is showing. What you want to do is this black rubber piece is kind of like acts like a spacer. You want to put it in so the black rubber piece is mostly not showing, because obviously then it'll move. You see how I did that? You know, just push it with your fingernail. Now, to make sure everything's lined up, look through the pop-up unit, take something like tweezers, and just push it through to see if you can see the bucking. You might not be able to see it on camera. You see how that's the bucking? That means you're doing everything correctly. Well, your next step is you want to take this little odd-looking piece. You want to take your nub, and you want to take your spring. What you want to do is you want to attach this together, meaning put the spring on here, put the nub over here. It might not stay on. Okay, so now I just got a friend here to hold the thing for me so you guys can see. Obviously, take this piece. Sorry if my finger's in the way. Put the nub right here. You want to slowly put this on and use gravity as your friend. See this right here? This might be a little hard and you might not be able to see it, but I hope you guys understand. You want to slide that on. Make sure the nub is in that little spacer thing that it's supposed to like fit in. Once you got that, you want to take this odd looking piece. You want to make sure this little clip right here that sticks out is inside the wheel, as in you see the wheels right here. Go a little closer please. The wheels right here. Make sure this piece is in the wheel, like just dig it in there. And you want to push down, and so you got it all pushed down. That should be working. You might have to repeat this if the nub has slipped, or I don't know what, or something didn't go on right, but if you got this all correctly, then your hop-up should be working. And let's move on to the next step. Now the next step right here is to try to get this piece on. Now what we've done is we decided to drill a slightly bit just so it'll the hole will expand, so it'd be easier to slip this on. Now to know if you got the nub lined up correctly, you can tell by this hole. If you see the nub, you see that nub right here? If you move your finger, pressure it on and off, then you should see the nub moving too. That means you got it right. What you want to do is you want to line it up to this hole, not this one, but this one. You want to take this pin, and you want to just stick it in there. Yeah, I said it. Just stick it in there, hard as you can. Get it in. Get like a hammer or some sort of thing. I mean, I guess you could just use anything you want. You want to put some pressure and you want to lightly bang it through. Okay, so as you can tell, the stick thing that I pushed through is on both sides, which is a good thing. Try to even it out as much as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. And to know you got this correct, you want to look through the hop-up, and you want to, now it's turned all the way off, you want to spin it, which I'm going to do real quick. Spin it until it's all the way turned on, and as you look through it, you can see the nub is sticking out the slightest bit. That means your hop-up is working, which you can take your red clip right here, line it up, obviously, line it up, and I guess clip it on. And then what you want to do is take your external spring, slide it on, or wedge it on, or however it's supposed to be. There you go. And then this right here, your gun. Slide the barrel through. Line it up, slide it through. Alright, as you can tell, the hop-up is in there pretty well. Obviously, it's a little trouble. Take the upper part of your gearbox, slide it in there so it lines up. Then I guess you close this, and you're ready to go.